You know, it occurs to me that the police suck. So, a few days ago, I got attacked by a deranged alcoholic neighbor. He just got up in my face while I was outside smoking a cigarette, minding my own P's and Q's, and put his hands around my throat, pushed me up against a wall, basically just like almost strangling me. And instinctively, like I would believe a lot of people would do in that situation, I clocked him in the fucking mouth. I'm not, some badass martial artist, far from it, but at the same time, I'm not gonna be passive when somebody does that. So he gets up in my face, starts screaming at me, and I just tell him, "Don't touch me." And I go to take another drag of my cig. He knocks that out of my hand, puts his hands around my throat. I fucking punch him. And from that point on, I'm just like hitting him repeatedly. Like, fuck off. Like, I'm backing away from him. He keeps coming at me. I keep punching him, and he keeps like staggering and shit. Fucking fat, drunk, fucking idiot. So eventually, another neighbor separates us. Like intervenes, and he's like, no, no, no. And, I'm like, okay, well, fine. I don't want to do this. I don't want to fucking fight anybody. Done, all right? So I back away. He manages to escort this drunken lunatic, this violent buffoon, indoors. They go inside. I fucking, like, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I call the fucking cops. It's the last thing that I want to do because I'm not fond of them to begin with, but whatever. I've just been attacked and acted in self-defense, and this person has been threatening me and other residents for months now, probably over a year. And I've talked to the landlord about that. He's well informed about it. Um, Nothing's been done. And I guess like there has to be some kind of like legal basis to evict him, even though he's well aware from me and many other people that this has been a problem for a long time. But nothing's been done about it. So it's just like, okay, fuck, it's escalated to this point. Now it's getting physical. So I call the fucking cops, let him know I've been assaulted, and they show up. Well, initially at the wrong location. I had to like specifically describe the environment and like wave them in and shit. But whatever, it's not. I would imagine that this is an easy location to find, but I guess not. Shit happens. So they show up, they take some notes, they ask me some questions. They're like, "You're not in trouble or anything." I didn't expect that I was, but they like really assured me that. I guess like they were under the impression that I would be defensive or something. Like, no, I called you. Like I get it. So I answer their questions. I'm just like calm and direct. So like when they ask me for some type of clarification, I provide that. When they ask me what happened, of course, adrenaline's rushing, so, I'm kind of like very like calmly, but at the same time my mind is racing as I'm telling them all this stuff. But nonetheless, I managed to convey all of the relevant information to the best of my abilities, at least. Um, and then they get back to me and they tell me like, okay, well, we talked to this neighbor and his story lines up pretty well with yours. And he says that he's really remorseful. And immediately I just roll my eyes at that. And I'm like, okay, well. And then they ask me, like, do you want to press charges? Yes. And they were, like, surprised by that somehow. Like, dude, like, choked me up against a wall. Like, what do you expect? Like, yes. Fuck him. So I tell them I want to press charges, and they, ask for all the info and shit. Um, and eventually they just tell me, like, well, there's nothing we can do. Like, okay. Like, as far as, like, you know, not arresting, they don't really arrest in Sweden, but, like, taking him in, or, like, putting him in, like, a drunk tank or something. Because, bear in mind, he was heavily inebriated, so I was kind of hoping that would happen, because at that point, it's like, okay, you have a violent fucking alcoholic on the premises. Maybe remove him. Like, I don't know. But they don't do that, and eventually I just ask them, I'm like, is there, like, anyone who can help? Because this person has threatened my life, and now they're physically assaulting me. So, like, is there anyone that I can turn to who can help with this? No. The answer is no. So that's fun. And eventually they just like take off and they're like, well, we're sorry about this, but we can't do anything. The explanation they gave for that is that I guess like the prosecutor would be able to get him released within 3 hours by their estimation. So it's kind of a bullshit system, my view, my humble opinion. But yeah, it's annoying. So I'm living in this temporary apartment, and after I moved here, people in the area actually like told me that he had been going around looking for me, like peeking through windows and shit. This person's fucking insane. Like this is not somebody you should turn a blind eye to. It's infuriating, and I apologize for raising my voice, but I'm kind of just venting here. The absurdity of it all is kind of laughable. Like that's why I smirk sometimes when I talk about this, because I'm like, this is fucking surreal. Like, how does this make any sense? I mean, like, if this was like a family thing, if I was like related to this guy and he was beating the shit out of me, they probably would have done something. But because it's like, oh yeah, well you're just neighbors, I guess that's fine somehow. I don't think that should make a difference. Like, if he's being violent with people, detain him, take him in, fucking have him cool off at least like for a night. Just like, okay, you've been violent with people, you're heavily intoxicated, we're gonna take you in, you're gonna calm down, and then we'll release you and give you some kind of like ticket or something, at the very least. But no. So the current situation is I'm looking into places to live, and there has been quite a bit of progress made there. So hopefully I can move either to Stockholm or right outside Stockholm, which is, it's significantly more expensive than it is here, but at the same time, I'm not going to be violently attacked by some addict. So that's cool. That's a big bonus for me. Um, just unreal. So, oh, and by the way, like the apartment that I'm living in now, yeah, full price. So this is actually more expensive than it is to live in Stockholm. Somehow, it's in the middle of fucking nowhere. The internet sucks ass, power shortages, terrible neighborhood, but still more expensive because it's urgent. And I guess like since I don't have a choice, it's like okay, well just fuck my wallet then have my cash. Cool. It's ass. This whole situation is just ass. But I do feel good about the fact that I'm just gonna be leaving. I'm done. Fuck this place. I'm moving on to bigger and better things. I kind of reluctantly say that because it's Stockholm, but at the same time, I was born and raised there, so it's my old stomping ground. At least like there's kind of like a familiarity there that I experienced when I went back to visit a relative. Like I met up with a relative in Stockholm and had dinner not too long ago. And as soon as I got back there and I was just wandering around town, I felt kind of at home, oddly enough. Because when I was younger, I used to just feel like, man, this place sucks. Just piss. This is fucking terrible. Stockholm blows. But now that I'm 28, I look back at that and I'm like, well, it's actually kind of, it's probably just nostalgia, but it's kind of cozy. Like, I don't know, if you've ever played Cry of Fear and you looked at the environment there, it's Stockholm. That's actually what it's not even based on. It takes place there, I believe. I've never actually played it, but I know some people that were involved in the development of, I think, a DLC or something for it that ended up being canceled. I don't know. Point is, Stockholm, I have a love-hate relationship with it, and I guess I'm returning there probably in like October or something like that, depending on how scheduling goes. But yeah. I'm just working on videos now, letting you all know that things are moving forward. I feel way better now. Like the day that it happened, because the thing is, like, I grew up around, um, not a lot, but like some people who would drink and become pretty aggressive, typically when they were inebriated, and it's not that like I fear the dude who attacked me. It's just that like instinctively from my childhood and well, I guess just adolescence, um, I those feelings come back is what I'm trying to say. So it's like, oh shit, this again. I'm tense now. I was more pissed off than I was, scared about that. Obviously, somebody just attacking you out of the blue, that is fucking scary, especially if it's somebody who's not well. Because if you piss off somebody to the point where they hit you and they're not insane, then there's like a gradual process that leads to that, where like it culminated in them doing that. When it comes to somebody who's just batshit fucking nuts, it's unpredictable. That's the scary part. So, yeah. But I just felt like making this quick video and testing out the lighting on this camera, for one. I was just kind of curious, like, how blurry is it going to be? It's a decent camera, but it keeps telling me, like, more light is required. Well, tough fucking shit, phone. Tough shit. Speak to you all soon. Take care. And, yeah, I don't know. I'm just glad that I gave up alcohol. Like, if this is what it does to people, then, Jesus, I'm good.